Hello, hello, hello. Right, okay, pretty excited about showing you this episode. For those of you who have been to Croatia before, probably been to Split, you've probably been to Dubrovnik and places like that. You've probably seen a lot of super yachts and all that kind of thing, and you think it's probably quite a well-off place. Well, in today's episode, I'm going to show you the real Croatia, the Croatia that you don't see. I'm currently in a village called Štikovo, sort of my granddad's village. I'm going to show you my granddad's brother's house. And that right there, that house there, that's the house that I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm just going to walk up there. I've got a relative called Spiro who lives there. He sort of lived with his mother for a long time. She passed away not so long ago, well, a few years ago now. Bless her, and I will be telling you a story about her as well. Let's go say hi. I've also brought him a few packs of cigarettes, as he likes to smoke, so we'll see how he's doing. Spiro! Jestli budan! Jestli budan! Kak si? Super? Super, super. Aha. Your pitch. So this is how they heat the house. Just put fire in here. And it's just like a stove that heats the house. Uh-huh. So up until sort of 6 years ago, they've had no running water. They had to get the water from the well. So if you can imagine that, it's pretty crazy in this sort of day and age. And you wouldn't really sort of ever expect that in England. But here we go. Ima. So there you go, there's a well with the water in it. You've got a pipe there now, but it used to be sort of like buckets to get the water. This is where we've slept before. In here. This is Grujic, Jovan, so Jovan Grujic, 1951. Can't really read that name. But yeah, I think we slept in one of these in here somewhere, maybe with like sleeping bags and stuff like that. But yeah, as you can see, like, I'm taking you to this village to show you the poverty, which you don't sort of see anywhere in Croatia. And I just want to show you that this is where my family are originally from, and you can't take the roots away. Also like to say, around 6 years ago, there was never a toilet here. Well, there was a toilet, but it was here outside, and it was just a wooden cabin with a door on it, and it was just a hole in the floor that you just did your business. So when it was winter, you know, you don't have the pleasure of going inside to have the toilet. You had to go outside and go for a wee in a hole in the floor. But up until 6 years ago, they built him a bathroom that you can go in now. He's got a little boiler in there so you can have hot water. Other than that, like, the tap's inside, there's no hot water inside. You've also seen that there's no carpets on the floor. The kitchen is there. He sleeps in the same room as well. So, you know, I'm just showing you all this just so you can be a bit more appreciative and grateful for what you have, because people don't realize that people still live like this, especially in Croatia. It's where he keeps all his wood. And so there's no central heating, it's just ran off a stove inside, which you put the wood in, and you know, that's how you warm up the house. And just because it's just one room that he stays in, which has got his kitchen, his bed and everything in, and you just need to warm up that one room, which just keeps shoving wood in. Yeah, so up until 6 years ago, they didn't have that bathroom, as I was talking about, but they actually do still have that toilet that I was on about. And I remember as a kid that we were experiencing going in there, you know, using the toilet, well, not exactly using it, but just experiencing and just sort of knowing. So if you can imagine, it's sort of -20 out here in the winter, and this is the toilet you used to use. You know, there you go. Just a hole in the floor. Might be a bit grim, and it's probably not something you guys have ever experienced, but I just kind of want to show you that. But yeah, it was always a funny experience to do that, to sort of see all these things as a kid, because you're always like, oh, nasty. But you know, it's not until now, and you know, you get older, that you actually appreciate what you have and how lucky you are to have the things you have. So you know, always be grateful. His mother, Milica, I remember very fondly. Every time we used to come down here, you know, she used to give you like 10 kisses on the cheek, and she'd be the happiest soul ever to see you. But what I want to sort of tell you is that when you went to see her, it doesn't matter what she had in the house, she'd give you anything she had. You know, she might be saving sort of like a couple beers or a few sweets that she saved over a long period of time that she'll save for guests, for when they come round. And obviously you've seen sort of like what the house is like. They don't have a lot. They have nothing pretty much. They have a TV that's probably lasted them 50 years, or well, not 50 years, but you know what I mean. So if they have any sort of beers or sweets, which they can't really afford, they sort of keep them. So when we came round, she'd offer us everything she had, you know, beer, sweets, anything that she had that she was keeping, she'd sort of save it for us. Now, she had nothing, right? She had nothing, but yet she gave us everything, right? What I learned in England, once I sort of compared cultures, is that I went to a lot of people's houses. Now, these people had everything. They had fridges full of stuff, they had chocolate bars, they had everything, you know? But they would never give you anything. And that really confused me, because if anyone came to my house, they'd know that like you get treated really well. Anything in the house is pretty much yours, and you can take what you want. But like what I noticed was, you might be sitting there, they might have like fridges full of chocolate, or you know, cupboards full of chocolate, sweets or whatever, but they don't want to give it to anyone. They want to keep it for themselves. And it seems to be a very selfish way that we're going. Everything seems to be just to benefit yourself, and we forgot about the very important message, which is to share and to give. And when you give something to someone, the amount of good feeling it gives you is like no other thing. I mean, this one of the things that reinforces my purpose to do what I'm doing now is that I love the feeling of giving back, and that is the best feeling ever. You know, all the money, all the cars, all the fancy houses, what's it really worth? What's it really worth? But then, you know, when Christmas comes or something and you give a present to someone, like what feeling does that give to you? You know, what if you could do that all the time? What if you could just give all the time? Grandma Milica or whatever, she didn't even have like a toothbrush, so when she kissed you on the cheek, it really like, it smelled. And I remember as a kid, I was just like, oh no, didn't want to, you know, shy away from that. It was gross at the time, but like, you know, when people don't really know what a toothbrush is or toothpaste, or be able to afford these commodities that we have now, how different can they live? You know, How was he showering? How were they showering, you know, 6 years ago? She didn't even see that bathroom, you know. She was using that outside toilet until the day she died. They were washing themselves, you know, no hot water, so you have to heat it on the stove, and then you have to use a sponge to clean yourself. You know, we jump in the shower straight away in the morning. You know, we have a hot shower. We complain at the stupidest things that we don't have. Yeah? And you don't realise what people are actually living like. So for me, it's an absolute amazing thing to see where I'm from, to see how people live, and to be sort of so grateful for like everything I have, everything that I've been given. You know, my family came from here, and you know, when my granddad came to England, all he had was £1, and he made it. He made something out of his life. He didn't even know English. He learnt that. He, you know, brought up 6 kids. It's not an easy task. And yeah, did really well with himself. If you get anything from this lesson, I mean, I will be taking you back to this village as I want to show you my granddad's house, etc. I want to show you more about the village, around the village, but I'll leave that till a later episode. But I hope you got something from this, and it might make you think differently, and it might make you appreciate what you have, and it might make you appreciate the friends, the family, the guests that come to your house, the people that you can just give the smallest thing and make a massive difference. Now, there is quite a few lessons in this lesson, but it depends how you've taken it. You can learn what you want from it, but all I wanted to do is show you the real life, you know, poverty, and how some people live and how some people still live, do you know? And just be grateful for that. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'm super grateful for all of you, and I'll see you on Friday for the next episode. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Bye bye.